Starting the second recording from the road. Unfortunately, I hit stop, not pause, so there'll be two videos. As you can see, the ground, being a golf course, is very flat, very firm underfoot. There are a few small divots in the ground, and these would be briefed to the runners to make sure that they are looking where they're running, but remaining inside the markers. You reckon that's the turning point? Yep. As you can see, there is the wheel actually recording the course. Should have one of those selfie sticks.
You haven't got one of them?
Hey?
You haven't got one of them?
No, my daughter has. And just for reference, the direction the camera is actually pointing is the direction of the actual township of Gayndah. It's approximately to the centre of town from here, approximately 2 kilometres. Okay, we're approaching the northwestern corner of the golf course. From here, runners will come in, remaining as close to as possible the fence line, and go around the tree, this tree. Again, the emphasis is going to be on using natural flora and fauna as guides for the runners on the course. This section is slightly angled with, again, some small divots in the ground, but very stable underfoot. Distance at the moment just clicked over 1 kilometre. Now from here, the course will turn right and it will head down a downhill section, following the obvious track. At that point, we would have a marshaller to ensure that the runners made the right-hand turn. And then we follow the lay of the land. Again, this will be marked by cones. Now we're heading pretty much due east. Runners will run around to the right of the 7th tee. Just to keep it away from obstacles. Where's that bat colony again? Here. Right. There. I can't see any in the tree. I think we'll up this one. Just to keep it flatter. Just showing you vision of a bat colony, but the bats are off to the left hand side of the actual course, so we don't run sort of anywhere underneath them, and they're about 20 metres off to our left. Again, using the natural tree line as a barrier for runners, and again out to the right would be the cones. Again, trying to maintain that sort of 3 to 4 metre width for the runners. So it's a left turn now, heading across. Now approaching a downhill, small downhill section of the course. Again, some small divots in the ground, but quite firm underfoot. And again, these would be mentioned to the runners as part of the overall risk management prior to the commencement of the race. Basically sit in the middle. Because when they come down, the brief's going to be always to remain to the left of the cones, regardless of whether they're, you know, with the tree line, the cone line. If they're in the middle of a field, you run on the left or right. Yeah. Yeah. And now a right hand turn up a small incline. And continuing up. Just slightly gravelled area, a bit loose underfoot, but very stable. Now we come to the 9th hole, where we're on the eastern sort of boundary now of the golf course, swinging around to the right, heading sort of south. Again, dropping onto the fence line, using the fence line and cones as providing the runners that 3 metre wide running track. Just clicked over 1.7 kilometres. The building you can see off to the right is the clubhouse, so we're heading back in the direction of the start point. Okay, so we're approaching the clubhouse off to the right, but we don't actually go back to the actual start point, which was the fairway of the first hole. We maintain on the fence line, and this fence line will take us back around to where we arrived once we went down the fairway of the first hole, and then turned right onto the fence line. As you can see, the track is predominantly flat. However, just in here, there is this section, due to the natural lay of the land, is undulating and slightly angled. Might be a slight challenge for those pushing a running pram, but not impossible. The closer to the fence you go, the flatter it is. Swinging around now, continuing to head south. All right, this is one small obstacle which would be advised to the runners. It's a bit of a raised area of dirt followed by a trapdoor which leads into a water mains. That would be marked with different cones indicating that it is a risk, so that once the runners could clearly see that, they would know to avoid it, and the course would be altered so that they wouldn't be running anywhere near it. Moving on. Again, using the natural barriers of the trees and the fence line. We're approaching, or we are now in the area that we ran down. Swinging back around is the fairway that we ran down as part of the start. So we're now coming into where we would have run down and turned right onto the fence line. So from this point onwards, I'll stop the recording because all you're going to see exactly the same thing all over again, and we'll pick it back up once we've done the second lap for the actual last part of the run. I'll just show you what the wheel is showing at the moment. So it's that one there, 2171.8 at this particular point.